Hello, lovelies. How are you doing? Mr. Sheffield here, explaining your numeracy work for week 4, the summer term. Now, last week we did division and multiplication, and very, very tricky subject, but I'm really proud of all of you for submitting your work. Really, really impressive stuff last week. Miss Kaminska, Miss Stein has let me know that Edward and Rosa in Hudson class showed some really good understanding. So really well done for you two. Again, I just couldn't choose in Rio Grande. So well done to all of these people who submitted their work to me this week. Anaya A, Anaya R, James, Jessa Toby, Orson, Max, Sylvia, Manira, Logan, everyone who has sent me work this week. I am very, very proud of you. Keep it up. Really, really impressed. Now, this week we are going to be looking a little bit at perimeter and area. So quick recap. Here is a box. I'm currently in a rectangle. Let me out. I'm in a rectangle. Please let me out. I can't get out. The perimeter is the distance around this rectangle. So around here, all the way and back to the start. So you can see that arrow ends there. It's not the distance all the way around the shape, however many times you feel like. It is one complete circuit all the way around the shape. Okay, so pick a point on your shape to start, and that's where you measure how far this is, and then you add that bit, and then you add this bit, and then you add that bit. Okay, now the area is the size of the entire surface. Okay, so just I'm like in a box again, and the area is how much of the surface my hands are covering right now. Okay, so the perimeter, the distance around the outside of the shape. Area is how much that shape is taking up. Okay, how much space that shape is taking up. Got a quick example here. Okay, here is a rectangle. It is 4 centimeters down. It is 7 centimeters along. Now, to calculate the perimeter, we go around the outside of this shape. So, could count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, we could do that. A little bit slow, a little bit boring. Or we could do some quick calculations. Well, I know this is 4. I know this is 7. So 4 plus 7 is 11. I can add 4 more, which makes 15, and I can add 7 more, which makes 22. Easy. Or even easier, I can go, well, here's 4 and 7, that's 11. Here's another 4 and 7, that's another 11. So I can do 4 plus 7, 11, times 2, is 22. Okay, so you could do a little bit of calculation like that. As for the area is a little bit trickier to calculate. Let's have a. I'm just going to move myself out of the way there. There we go. Okay, and you can see I've got this set up like an array. Okay, so I've got 4 rows of 7, 4 lots of 7. So if you're not sure about these little clues there, arrays, lots of, we can do some multiplication. Okay, I've got 7 here, I've got 7 here, I've got 7 here, and I've got 7 here. So I could do 4 times 7, which is 28, or I could do 7 times 4, which is 28. Or, if you really want to, you could still count all the squares that are in that shape. Okay, now, as for the white rose stuff this week, let's have a quick look. We are I'm going to start off just going through some of the stuff from last week, your division multiplication, and you're going to be putting that into practice with some word problems. So have a look at this. Think about how these questions phrased. Are there any clues here that give you a chance to work out if it's a division question, if it's a multiplication question? Do you have to do a little bit of both? Are there any sort of finding difference questions? It's going to take you to read it a little bit carefully. So just take your time. Again, this is 1 day's worth of activity. So if you don't, finish this in half an hour, that's fine. If you want to take all day, just a question at a time, go for it. Okay, just honestly take your time and see how you get on. Lesson 2 is going to be about perimeter of rectangles. So again, you've got some examples here where if you'd like to, you can count the squares. If you'd like to do some calculation instead, that's fine. This one here, for example, you're going to start getting onto questions where you can't count the edge. You're going to have to do the calculation. If you'd like to draw these shapes yourself and count some squares on some squared paper, of course you can do that. Some of them might be a little bit tricky. This one here, for example, is 2 kilometers long and 500 meters wide. Now, be really careful with this one, because you can't just go, well, there's 2 and 2 and 500 and 500, because you can see straight away this 500 is smaller than this 2 for some reason. 500 meters to kilometers. So be really careful with this question here. Day 3, we're talking about perimeter of rectilinear shapes. That means it's not just rectangles, but shapes that are kind of made up of different rectangles. No diagonals, no curvy bits, just lots of straight lines. Okay. Again, these ones are going to start off with some counting, but later on you're going to need to do a little bit of calculating, especially on things here where you've got some missing lengths. So this one here, I don't know what that length is there, but I do know this length and this length. That gives you a little clue. I don't know what this length is here, but I do know this whole length here and that bit of length there. It's a little bit of a clue. And day 4 is when you start getting on to the area problems. Okay, so the area problems, again, you start off by counting. You might have to do a little bit of calculating later on. Here, for example, you could do some calculating or you could do some adding. It's just a brief kind of introduction to area. We've probably gone into a bit more depth in class already on that one. As always, there will be links to the White Rose maths that you're seeing here on the school website. If you go to lyndhurstprimaryschool.com and you go to the children's section, go to year 4, you'll find the link to these here, and you'll find a video for every single lesson to go with it as well. And also there'll be some work set for you on Purple Mash in the Rio Grande and the Hudson home learning folders for you to do on there. We're all really, really proud of you. We're all really impressed with the work you are doing. Keep it up. Keep on sending that in. As always, if you've got any questions, contact us. Put a message on the blog. Ask people you know, everything like that. And good luck. I am looking forward to seeing what you guys do. And stay safe. See you soon. Bye-bye.